During this newsletter in April, I'm going to be talking about the loss of a dog and a parent. And when I say loss, I mean the permanent loss when they die. So our wonderful Corgi, 14 and a half year old girl, died on March 4th. And then just a few days later, 10 days later, Dad died. Now Dad was almost 94. He was 1 week short of his 94th birthday, and Grace was 14 and a half years old. Usually Corgis don't live to be that old. Usually they live to be about 12 years old. And humans, how many humans do you know who live to be almost 94? Not that many. So does it make a difference if they're older? If your dog and your dad are older when they die? Well, of course not. It just means that many more years that you've shared together. There is a certain level of understanding that as they get older, of course, they're going to leave. You know, they can't just keep on going forever. And, you know, there's a certain amount of solace in that versus a young person who dies. That, in some ways, is a different kind of difficult. And really, is one difficult worse than another? I don't know. I don't think so. I think loss is loss. And grieving is grieving. And what can we do about that? Well, you know, neuroscience has helped us know what yogis have known for many years, and exercise practitioners have known for many years. And, you know, that is that we are able to get major relief with progressive relaxation, contracting of the muscles and then relaxing of the muscles. And that consecutive contracting and relaxing of the muscles throughout the whole body can create a wonderful sense of ease and relief. And neuroscience has demonstrated it actually is one of the most effective ways that we can help ourselves when we're in the process of grieving. Mindfulness, definitely. Neuroscience is also showing us that mindfulness makes a big difference in terms of how much relief we can feel, calmness, a sense of that it's going to be okay. And mindfulness is focusing on the present moment, whatever you're doing. So it's not just when you're doing yoga or Tai Chi or exercising, it's anything, cooking, watching TV, listening to a podcast, being where you are when you're doing what you're doing. And that sometimes can be kind of tricky. I'd like to share with you the prayer that I read yesterday at Dad's memorial. Dear Lord, I trust you have opened your loving arms for Gene Box, my earthly father. You have ushered him into your light. Dad, be in the light. Be the being that God intended and wants you to be. When you're in the light, please remember me. The earthly dance we shared for 67 years is now complete, Dad. You are in God's loving embrace. When we consider eternity, our time together on this planet is but a blink of an eye. You have joined the ancestors that have gone before. I call upon these ancestors that they may all be in the loving compassion of the divine. You are free now, Dad. I smile as I know that you are the child of God that you always were when you were alive. Your parents were unable to help you know what a lovable boy you were, and now you know. You know that you are a beloved child of God. So something I'd like to share with you is I am estranged from my biological family, or my family of origin, and I have been for a number of years, such that we weren't informed that Dad was on hospice, and had been on hospice for a number of months. And luckily, one of the hospice workers did call me at the recommendation of one of my sisters a half hour after Dad died. And I really appreciated that. Because we weren't invited to join the funeral down in California where Dad was, I decided to have my own ceremony yesterday. And it was so empowering to do that, to not wait until it was okay to have some kind of connection with my biological family, which really was never going to happen. And we really were never going to get to go to anything like that, a ritual of, a passage, a ritual passage. And so I manifested my own, and I feel so gratified that I did that. I feel really tired today. Fatigue, there's certain kinds of feelings that you can count on feeling if you're in the grieving process. And one of them is a profound fatigue feeling. And it's just kind of a letting down and a letting go. And I feel that today. So much so that normally I do yoga at 7. Well, I woke up, started to do yoga and said, went back to bed and slept till 9:30. And that totally felt right. Obviously, that's not a good thing if I'm doing that every day. But today, the day after the memorial, quite perfect. So we're going to have a link to the beautiful video that my wife Barb put together for us for the ceremony. So you'll have a link for that. And then you'll also have a link to the ceremony that we did for our dog Grace in our backyard. Blessings. If you like my videos, please click the subscribe button and click the notify bell so you can get all my new videos.